Hi, everybody. Very nice to see you again. Hello, I see. Hi, Constantine. Hi, Jerry, Lucy, Leona, Veronica. Thanks for everybody coming in today. It's a big day today, actually, because it's actually April 24th and 2018. Recent situations happened that one morning I got up and literally 5:30 in the morning I was listening download, and I had to get up, and when I see a download and it's constantly repeating itself, that means I have to write it down. So it was about jealousy, and we're gonna share in the screen about that platform. And I'm gonna break it down through the quantum structure to explain what's really happening when we do stuff like that. Also, I'm hoping for you guys to whoever signed into my website, it's upcoming event in 2019 in January 17th through the 21st. It's a actually cruise that I'm going to do. So I hope you join us. It's based on energy philanthropy. There's no price that I'm charging there. You're just paying for the trip, and is including the food, the speakers, and it's a 5 days. So please look into it. It is in my website, marinajacobi.com, under events, and it's waves of life, waysoflife.org or .com, but please look it in my website, Marina Jacobi, under event, and you're gonna see if you wanna join us, because the last call is for May 13, and you deposit $100 there, and after that, you will be able to pay 6 installments, and I'm telling you again, it's not a lot of money, you will see it. So they did it because they wanted to implement the energy philanthropy platform so everybody can join. So I hope to see you there. And please watch another video. It's fundamental video. That's why I'm repeating that. It's called Marina Jacobi, the event. And I did it with Neo Glimmer, and it's the new codes for the quantum structure. You need to download the codes. It's under the video. You're gonna see the PDF file if you wanna download it, and if you wanna, donate something for Neo's work for that PDF file, please feel free to do so. And I want to thank you again for coming. Thank you so much for your support and donations that we received. We are very grateful. And we're going to have the actually the whole writing on the screen, if you don't mind. Thank you very much. So you guys going to see it. When we have reasons, events happening, sometimes when it's very important, when they see what people do around, they are downloading information to me as we go. So we'll be able to, can you make it bigger for me, please, so I can see it from a distance? So guys, please just be a little bit patient so we can fix it, so I'll be able to see it for you. I hope you hear me well. You can edit it after that, right? Take this part out. So, oh, here it goes. All right. No, it's perfect, actually. Oh, you mean you can bring it down? Okay. Okay. Well, okay, this happened in April, again, early in the morning, and it was a constant repetition because there was the situations that happened, and we need to learn from, of course, everyday experience, what we need to do. So what they said to me, when people are jealous of each other or try to sabotage somebody else's work, They basically said the ability, what jealousy is the ability to recognize your self-worth and looking for the reasons outside of you. And plagiarism of taking someone's word and disable it to make yourself worthy. I think this is pretty much explanatory, but the way this works from the structure is I'm going to break down in quantum structure so you understand exactly what they're talking about. If you don't recognize yourself, that means you do know that we already talked that your consciousness basically is projecting if you are the person and you in a hologram. Well, the ability to recognize basically your hologram and your self-worth of who you are, to the point that you looking for reasons basically outside of your hologram. But you know that the mirror image, which you're projecting, basically you see yourself as a mirror image of projection. You know, I'm going to make the dot so it's different. Basically, it's an illusion. That is an illusion. So basically, they said you're not seeing yourself into the hologram because it's nobody outside of you, it's just a mirror image. So except for you to look at the perspectives and what you're really doing, you actually are looking outside the view of a mirror image, and you're not able to recognize the structure that you're projecting. So they said that this is the disillusion of manifestation, is the unrecognizing for the particular situation. Because of that, that illusion is so deep into your consciousness because you're not recognizing basically that you're projecting this image, and it's absolute disillusion of what you're really doing. You don't believe this anymore. And it literally, they said, the blame is thrown to individual option of holographic expression that is giving you the illusion that is not you, your own doing. Basically, you believe so much of that image that is true that you're not seeing what you're really doing, and you're basically living in a false pretense of reality. And they say, how is that worthy? And not to be is to be. When they say not to be is to be, is basically the illusion of the projection, because you're breaking down this person, and whatever the situation you're doing through the jealousy to that person, basically is absolute illusion of what you're doing, and you have complete different understanding of the situation. And that's why they say not to be is to be. Basically, this is not to be, but I want to believe that it's worthy. It's complete confusion. You're looping yourself. And they said you cannot continue with people like that. No one should in your projection. So they said the disillusion of manifestation is of that particular situation. Do you not see how you're looping yourself into the lies of your own trajectory illusion? And they're literally saying you became so disengaged with your own consciousness from the heart because you're projecting a negative frequency vibrational sequence into the hologram, because it's not in a heart structure any longer. You're actually starting to believe whatever you believe in that projection. And it's complete confusion in the structure itself. So you become like, you're believing in a mirror image of something that is not there, because you're not looking the truth from within you by recognizing that you're the projection and you're the projector, and what you're seeing is just illusion because it's outside, nothing outside of you, and yet you're so bumped up of whatever you're doing that basically you don't know what you're doing any longer. It becomes like a loop in a structure. So they said we should not continue with people that are projecting this type of jealousy fraction, because it's basically completely different frequency. So when you see, you don't have to go after the person, you back off and understand that they're their own level of understanding. So they said to me, when we are basically start doing something like this and project jealousy or sabotage somebody's work because we are so caught up in our own disillusion of projection, basically our own lies. They said, what will happen is your high consciousness from a lot of holograms, remember, we're all in the holograms of frequency vibrations of timelines. When your higher self that is based on the heart, we basically see what's happening. And this is the entire quantum structure. Remember, everything is a holograms in different type of realities. What's going to happen in your higher consciousness that you exist in different platforms of holograms will recognize that, they said, and and will recognize the illusion of the lie of your other holographic expression. So your higher self will know what you're doing, will recognize the illusion that you've been looping yourself, and in order to help you, will literally eventually project itself and sabotage your platforms of realities to teach you a lesson, so you wake up of the trance that you created of your own projection. Basically, any other teachers, any other projection of our self in another timelines of realities is going to give you probabilities of basically situations that will literally sabotage your illusion and disillusion in order for you to wake up of the trance that you end up creating and looping yourself, so you can continue ascension process through the platform. Because consciousness itself is always going to preserve itself. So if you're going after somebody, or you project a jealousy, or you blame somebody for your own doing without seeing what you're really doing, because how come you're blaming somebody else when you are actually projecting this holographic image into your hologram? So how come somebody else is guilty for your own doing when you're actually projecting that image? So in order this thing to happen, what did you do in order this projection to happen? So you got to go back inside the heart and look at yourself, what you've been doing to project situations like that. Maybe you're not the right person. Maybe you did something, or maybe you no longer are connected with your higher self because you end up doing such a negative stuff in your belief system, or the vibration went down, that no longer you're connecting properly with your higher self. And when you're not connecting properly, you're projecting completely lie into the hologram itself, and you start looping without realizing what you're doing. So what's going to happen? All your guidance or your higher projection will put a stop and sabotage. You may be going to end up doing something, whatever you end up doing to the person, they will do it to you. So you learn a lesson that whatever you were doing was not the right way to go through the structure, through the heart structure. And it's going to be over and over and over again looping, and this situation and sabotage will happen from the higher self, because consciousness has to exist. It will not allow you to continue on and on and on, and it's going to keep sabotaging and sabotaging and sabotaging your platforms of disillusion in order to wake up. But how long you're going to stay, it's all going to be your choice. So basically, you're going to have a situation, if you don't wake up and you continue, it's going to sabotage again. So on top of the first sabotage, and you don't get it, for example, it's going to do it second time. If this time you don't get it and you don't correct your situation, again, it's going to sabotage third time. And it's going to be on and on and on and on until you finally wake up and really in the mud. And now the problem here is, the challenge with that is, you can go so long in a frequency vibration. Now it's going to be much more difficult for you to get through the platforms of all the realities to get back into your connection, because all that accumulated frequency that you end up projecting through the structure to somebody else, it's collecting, and it's becoming denser and denser and denser realities for yourself, and it's going to be much more difficult for you to get out of the mud. So again, watch your doings, make sure that you respect the people around, and if something happens, always pull back to see if this is really not your own doing, because obviously everything is happening from your own doing. What can I do to make the situation better? If I don't receive something properly, if something happens, always look within. Why? Because you are the camera. You're the projector. What you see from whatever people are doing is your own doing. And sometimes you put your ego in there because of jealousy, that whatever you see somebody is doing in your platform, and instead for you to really go on and do something positive, you actually sabotaging the person or the situation so you can feel yourself worthy, which is complete based on a life disillusion what you've been projecting. And that is what they say what jealousy is, and lies and everything that, and deception also goes into that. So all that platforms is coming from the quantum structure, how you literally sabotaging yourself of becoming in a very challenging situations for yourself. If you get a challenge, always check yourself why this is happening, because there's a reason why this is happening. Your higher self or guidance, or including extraterrestrials, depending what your agreements are, will do something to sabotage your platform, to wake you up, to help you to get out of the platforms of negative structures, because consciousness has to survive. So you can go back to the center of the heart. Consciousness is always going to do everything possible to go back in the heart. No matter how many stuff you do, could be a century for some consciousness that they did negative and negative. But when the time comes in for all this positive frequency to start coming from higher self and consciousness, nothing can stop it. Nothing can stop it, because consciousness has to always be in balance. And again, you cannot know what is negative or positive if you don't know how is this implemented in a structure. You chose to learn all that. That is the reason why it's so, important to know the structure of what we're doing and how we're making ourselves looping into absolute illusion of projection that is based on our false pretense. Does that make sense to everybody? I know it was a little bit complex, but I hope I made it clear enough for everybody. Did you guys get it? Did you? I kind of had to go in the beginning, but did you get the camera? So I'm open for questions. If you want to ask more questions, just let me know. About what we just talked about. So, any questions? Who's first? I don't see anybody. Could you please unmute yourselves if you want to ask a question or anything, or it doesn't matter if it's this or something else. You guys know how we do everything. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Marina. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I have a little bit of a question about this. Now, this is something that I've been practicing, and I've been reminding my fiance, to think with his heart and do with his heart and deal with my children through his heart, because, they're not his children, and he has 2 children that aren't mine. And so sometimes I know that it's difficult with these things. I know that I'm projecting these things. And so I guess I'm having a hard time with that. Like, how much am I projecting that he is not being able to see this the same way, like be reminded that he must be thinking through the heart. And he always says, yeah, but it's because of this, or he makes an excuse as to why, so I guess what I'm saying is it's difficult with this family where you're doing one thing and trying to learn this, and then you've still got the rest of the family like kind of lagging behind in all of this. So what could you say about that maybe?
That is actually, I must say that I think most of everybody that I talk to, including myself, are having the same situations happening. You have to continue with the projection from the heart. Remember, you're projecting illusion, including your family, your husband, and your children. So it's got to be from within. And I'm saying this, but I'm also struggling with situations sometimes, because when it's very close to you, close to your family, it's easy to disengage yourself from people that are not family members. When they're family members, it's so easy to get into that structure of anger or judgment and stuff like that. We have to pull back and never give up. To remember, in a quantum structure, the infinite of probabilities. You need to call in a structure by imagining that everybody gets along and everybody gets it. That vibrational sequence has a specific magnetic and gravitational field. So you need to feel the joy that everybody gets along. You need to carry on that, even if you get the challenges. Look, remember I was talking about go and do hide and seek. Imagine that you guys already getting along. How you getting along, you have no idea how it's going to happen because it's infinite of probabilities. But you must take an action. Remember, I always said, don't expect somebody else to do it. Why? Hello? We're the projection. We're the God you are. You're projecting everything. So you have to take the action to find a way of going through that structure, because you already visualize in your own hologram and your own image that everybody now gets it, is in the heart, gets along and all this stuff. So if you see that in your consciousness, that means in the quantum structure of the entire field, whatever you are, latitude, altitude, we talk about that, you actually end up seeing this type of timeline of reality of your existence. Where if you see that image, that means in a hologram, in a quantum field, that exists. So that means you already exist in this type of reality. Well, in order to bring it down and crystallize it, you have to take an action. And I always said, you're going to start now to play hide and seek. I know I have it because I end up seeing it, but how do I get it? I have no idea, because I have an infinite of probabilities how whatever that reality I see is going to come to my doing. Only thing I need to do is to have the feeling that we all get along, to put a smile and start taking action. If you have a differences in a family and you don't get along, go from the heart and try to, maybe you need a family counseling. Maybe you need to do something else, because you don't know how that person of your projection is going to get to that point. So you're going to start taking different type of actions, because the goal for everything we do is the journey, step by step by step by step, how to get to that point. We don't know how we're going to get to this point. You got to take an action, because it's infinite probability. You're doing the journey, or you already know that this exists, but how you're going to get it, you don't know. Let me now feel that everything is perfect, because I already saw it, but I want to take an action. And if doesn't happen from counseling, I'm going to take another step and another step, and I'm going to maybe talk to my mother-in-law, maybe this person, maybe smile, maybe try again. Keep trying and trying. Do not stop. Do not give up. Why? Because if you saw it, that means already exists.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Any other questions? Thank you, Jennifer. Because I lost her, I can't hear her anymore. Any other question, guys? You see questions there? Can fix mic of Marina? Oh, okay. They got it. All right. Oh, here it goes. We're back up, guys. Don't worry. Yeah. If anybody wants to ask me a question, you can unmute your mic so you can ask me the questions.
Hi, Marina.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi. Was someone else before me?
No, we didn't see, but you know, they can come after you.
Oh, okay. I have a question about taking an action. Now,
Okay.
that is a new concept to me. So I've been working with that a little bit and thinking about that. and what you just said about taking an action, and if one doesn't work, try another, and then another, and another, because if you imagine it, it is a reality, or it can become a reality. Now, my question is, what about the other people involved? What if they are not wanting what I want?
That is totally okay. You have to accept of what their belief system, because you've got to understand that their belief system is based on the platforms of holograms realities that they end up interacting. Your job is to neutralize that and not put a judgment on it. For that is, I think, video number 2, Marina Jacobi, Quantum Manifestation.
Okay.
Part 2, and is about mobilizing structures. The reason why it's so fundamental, because when you see the projection, you don't judge the projection, it's just a projection in a hologram. You need to neutralize it to a 0 point that I always talk about. Because from that projection, this is the illusion now that we are so being manipulated with. This is an illusion. So if you know, you need to neutralize, because what you're doing, whatever you see here, whatever the projection is moving, you're taking it as a real and you're reacting on the frequency that you see. But once you project this frequency, you start engaging in a platform. So say, oh, thank you. I see where I'm at in the hologram of my existence, latitude, altitude, where I'm at in a quantum structure. I talk about latitude, altitude, X and Y. It's showing you where you're at, what is your location in a quantum structure. This is all hologram. Do you guys get that? So you hear, oh, I see I'm Y3, for example, and X, first is X and 2 and 3, whatever. This is what we talk in geometry, right?
Okay.
So it's giving you literally what you see is giving you location, but you know that you can shift your realities to another hologram. Neutralize by saying, oh, thank you, because I know where I am. Let me now change the frequency. That particular hologram right here, not only that has location of latitude, altitude, numbers, that's quantum structure, all this has numbers, 3, 5, 7, and they constantly moving, but it's showing you absolute holographic universe, which is basically part of Earth that you end up projection in existing. Oh, I know where I'm at, but now I want to shift to, for example, right here. But right here is, for example, positive frequency. In order to do that, I need to put heart structure and completely neutralize it on 0, my emotion. Because my emotion is giving the frequency, vibration that I created in this reality. So when I neutralize it and I basically look everything through understanding, now I don't need to worry about it. Okay, so when you do that, it becomes so clear that this frequency is changing. And now, because I neutralize it, now I'm gonna put brand new frequency from the hub by saying, I understand that my husband has his own point of view, but I saw already in reality that we all get along. So thank you for the existence, because I know where I'm at right now. Let me just put positive emotion, and now I'm gonna take an action in order to crystallize whatever I end up seeing there. But when I take action, I have no idea how that will come. How actually I'm going to shift to the positive structure. Basically, I'm shifting from this holographic expression of universe, and I'm going to completely new structure. Brand new hologram that basically, for example, is this one. But how you get there, you have no idea. So you need to neutralize the emotions that whatever you see is here, because once you give emotion of screaming, yelling, and all the stuff, and I'm saying this, but I sound like a hypocrite because it's literally, I had to do with something lately with that. But we have to learn to do that. You're going to pull back and you're going to realize that you're in a hologram. Let me take a positive action. But when I do, I want to take a positive action to find a solution, because I know if I end up seeing this reality already exists in a holographic structure. So now I want to make it real. I want to crystallize it. But you don't crystallize it to put in negative emotions, because once you do that, you're going to drop and you're going to stop fluctuating. I talk about fluctuating, which is number 3 video, fluctuating, mobilizing structures. And fluctuating realities is how you're going from positive to negative structure just because you end up putting negative emotion and negative frequency.
Yes, I understand.
All of a sudden, instead of seeing something positive, you're going to completely shift it. For example, over here, that is all negative, because you end up changing the vibrational sequence that you've been given from your heart to a completely different structure.
So it's almost like you're stepping back. You're taking a step back.
You're going to step back and you're going to say, I'm a hologram.
Right.
Thank you. I see latitude, altitude. Now I want to neutralize it. Thank you. And you're going to, now is awareness. What do I want? And how can I make this positive? Well, let me start taking an action towards that image. And I'm going to start projecting positive frequency from the heart towards that image. Because when I start doing that, I'm going to create completely brand new earth and reprint everybody into and shift my consciousness into completely brand new that is there. But how you going to get there, you don't know. That's why you need to take the action, because it's infinite amount of probabilities of holograms in the quantum structure. Everything is infinite.
Okay, so
hologram, if this is a hologram, I guarantee you that in that hologram, everything is infinite to any location you go to. And remember, the hologram is actually spherical.
Okay, and so when you project from your heart, you are just basically projecting love and the frequency of love.
That's right. And that frequency of love is going to shift you to a reality that is going to have a positive outcome.
And that would be the 432 hertz?
No, every emotion that you have from the heart can have multiple frequency of layers, subtonality on stuff, because it's, I wish I had like a machine to show when you know how these people go into the, you see doctors when they put probing on the brain, they put your cat and then you see these waveforms.
Yes.
They also have different colors. What they change every single second. You can see, but what they do, they constantly like molding with each other, different layers of green and yellow and blue. And they can even tell you, well, the green is something, the blue is something, because they connected this color with a specific frequency vibration.
Right.
What is the emotion of the negativity? Well, maybe goes to green or whatever. That's
so
how they.
The trick is holding that frequency steady.
Yes, the neutrality. Once you know it's equal, now you want to give positive. Once you get to neutrality, calm yourself down completely, put no more judgment. Oh, now I'm going to do something positive because I want to see this reality. How I'm going to get it, I don't know, but I'm going to be relentless, because if I end up seeing that, obviously that exists. And stay on a steady vibration from the heart and be relentless. Play the hide and seek. I know I have it, but I don't know how I'm going to get it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I understand. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Anybody else, guys?
Hi, Marina.
Hi, Alicia.
This is Alicia. Hi. Okay, so my okay, so I have a son. He's 8 and he's ADHD. Is he
what?
He's ADHD. ADHD.
Okay, I know.
So he is a projection of another part of me, right? He's projecting back. He is testing my patience a lot.
Alicia, with your son is a lesson.
For me.
For you, patience. Something with the patience.
Yes, I was going to say about that. learned about patients a lot with him.
Mm-hmm. Check the diet. A lot of stuff with the ADHD is chemical imbalance. And so, you know, there's ways that you can do with nutrition, homeopathic, look into all these platforms to implement so you don't, because there were doctors, I forgot the name of the doctors, but any pills and stuff like that, they have a mimicking psychedelics. Okay, so look into all that stuff. You know, I'm not a doctor, I can't claim. I'm telling you what doctors end up saying on, you can do research on YouTube, that basically any type of drugs that are for ADD, ADHD and stuff like this is mimicking actually psychedelics.
He's been prescribed medication, he's refusing, and then we said, okay, fine, let's take vitamins. So we've tried a few here and there, and I think it made a big difference. But in regards to projection and all this, I was thinking whether he is projecting back my impatience, and that's, as you said, my lesson.
When
And
you are signing up for any type of lesson, the journey is what is important. Basically, yes, you're projecting that, but you agree to have this type of experience in your lifetime. So before you came here, you actually make agreements what you need to experience in order to learn. I'm going to go to college, but I'm going to take this course and that course and that course. And in that course, I have a son that actually has that. You know, so how well I'm going to do that, use the quantum protocol, the quantum structure, acceptance, understanding, and do your best with the best of your abilities from your heart. And yet remember, you don't have to be basically allowing somebody to step on top of you and overtake your own being. You know, always with, you know, always make sure that you preserve your belief system. Is, of course, don't go into false lies and disillusion. We talk about jealousy and manipulation and all this stuff, but always stay in your center by understanding that he's learning also something from his platform. And be the best of yourself, the best of the mother you can be with the best of your abilities from the heart, and stay on that vibration. Once you stay on that vibration, you don't know how that is. Imagine that your son is healthy. Imagine that things are changing, and feel the change. Feel your son with the love, how everything is perfect, and use the structure by constantly, relentlessly be the best of yourself, of the best of your abilities towards the situation. And yet always, I said, make sure that nobody's stepping on top of you and, you know, abusing you and stuff like that. You always have to preserve yourself. So once you stay on that steady platform, I cannot tell you how is that going to happen. But if I can imagine that everything is perfect with you, with your son, that means that this reality already exists. So find it and take an action the way we talk about. Does that make sense?
Brilliant, absolutely. Thank you.
Did that help you enough?
Absolutely, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, sweetheart. Who else? LOL.
Hello.
LOL. Oh, hello.
Hello, Marina. I
Hello.
want to have a better understanding of the word hologram in this physical reality. So my hologram is this entire universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if I right now, let's say, biolocate on some different planet, everything is my own projection. So each person I meet, like for you, like if I meet you in person, you are in a different reality and I am projecting you into my hologram, right?
Yes.
So
You're actually reprinting me in your own hologram as an image so you can have a interaction in a structure.
yes.
And in
So
actuality, I have my own platforms, but remember in a quantum structure, 1 + 1
is equals to
equals
3.
3. That's what's happening. My own hologram, your own hologram, and we're creating coexistence of a hologram so we can have an experience. In actuality, in your hologram is infinite of reality is there, infinite. And my hologram is infinite. And yet when we meet one, my hologram beyond, we co-created, but this is also infinite. Because I can do whatever I want and talk to you right now. I can move here, maybe I can go up and down, maybe I say something silly. You know, this is all probabilities that I can do in my co-creation right now, because in this particular momentum, nothing else exists in my hologram except you and everything that I'm projecting into. So depending on how well I do from my heart, that's what I choose to do, is what are my next momentum I'm shifting into.
Okay,
That's a quantum bylaw. We talk about that. That's fundamental. Moment to moment to moment, because it's fractal. So moment to moment from your heart, with the best of your abilities in any situation. It doesn't matter who the person is, how the stuff is happening. And believe me, we all are very challenged with this stuff. Anybody that I talk to, including me, in the same boat. But we can never stop trying. Keep trying, because again, if we don't and we go into the negative, consciousness will sabotage itself in order for you to wake up from the trance of the mud that we end up staying into, because it's time to wake up. What are you going to do with that knowledge is all up to us. You know, are you going to be an A student, or you're going to be failing all the time and keep repeating and repeating and repeating? But next time you repeat, it will be more challenging and more challenging, because you've been accumulating more and more and more of this magnetic gravitational field that is so dense. So now how do I get out of these situations? And it's going to pile so many lessons. How are you going to get out? It's going to be very challenging.
So I have this another question, like, let's say if I decide to leave my body right now, this entire universe will disappear. Like everything is basically sound and light, right? Like if I see somebody in my hologram leaving the body, I see like everything just the way it is. So is this reality going to disappear just with me as well? Like as soon as I leave this body?
You asking very advanced, very good question, is very advanced question, but I can answer to you. What's happening is the way, for example, the high consciousness, the ETs are, they can see, I'm going to have to do something here. So you all, I'm sure you all guys get all that. So you see the new platforms of your question. Okay. The higher consciousness, because depending on how they do stuff, is based on, you know, the platforms, right? If this is the ETs and this is us. This is very funny. Okay. The ETs, because they're vibrating in a different type of structure or frequency, including the higher consciousness, you know, whatever guidance, angels, or whatever we connect in, you know, is different platforms of existence. You can see in their hologram multiple realities at the same time. Multiple. So not only that they can interact, is what they're doing is switching their consciousness and vibration into a different, if this is frequency, for example, 53 here, and I'm just giving an example, and this is 1000 frequency, that's just an example, they know how to lower the platform to end up literally coming into the field. That's why you need to raise the frequency vibration of your body, your consciousness, and you can literally coexist in their reality. But remember, 1 + 1 = 3. And what's going to happen here, you're going to create a third reality between them and you coexisting at the same time. But they have to lower, you know, and do something in their consciousness, which is easy, because now you're teaching yourself how to shift through the platform. And you, because of our 3 to 5 dimensional, we got to raise the frequency of our consciousness, very important, and the body when you want a physical contact. And this is how you're creating a reality between them and yours, and you're bilocating. You literally, in order to do that, you're bilocating from your own reality in the beginning and theirs, you're creating and bilocating a third one. That's what's really happening here. This is a quantum structure. And this is how you actually doing the stuff. You're basically creating a brand new hologram and everything imprinted inside so you can have, but in order to do that, I told you how you can raise the frequency vibration. That is fundamental. And consciousness, you have to be in the level. Why? You gotta hold the frequency vibration of that resonant hologram magnetic and gravitational field. If you don't hold that vibration, they may come and see you, but you don't have a memory. That could be because of agreement, so you don't get upset or scared, and you need that agreement. Or it could be just because you couldn't handle the vibration. Sometimes they would tell me, we came and see you. This is the beginning where they were telling me we saw you. Because I was asking, I said, you didn't see me, I didn't see you. And they said, no, you lay down and meditate. What did you see? And I'm gonna start seeing images. And they said, well, how come I don't remember? Because I have to raise the frequency vibration by agreement, because that's my agreement, in order to have a physical. But in actuality, what I'm doing, I'm raising the frequency vibration. If this is the 3-dimensional, I'm no longer going to be in 3D. I'm going to be in between space that I created reality with them. 1 + 1 = 3, which is between all of us. And this is with everybody. It's not only with me. If right now I end up coming to you, we're going to create completely different hologram. It doesn't matter if the extraterrestrials you, because whatever your location is actually completely different frequency vibration hologram of Earth that's vibrating. And if I know your vibrational sequence right now, whatever you're living in, and I found the difference between my vibrational area and your vibrational area in the hologram, I'm literally from this point to this point, I will bilocate to your hologram. Because I know the frequency vibration difference, so I can literally teleport. But what I'm doing, I'm shifting my consciousness. And this is how you do bilocation. And you're no longer existing in this platform, and you're shifting to the new one. But guess what? You're not going back home. You're creating a new one that looks like home. So you never go back to the same location. You're creating a brand new hologram with your home in it. So you never go back in the same. Why? Because consciousness is constantly moving.
It's never the same.
It's never the same location. You're reprinting image of a hologram of the same location. It's always a brand new Earth and a brand new print and a brand new, it's reprinting and reprinting whatever you wish to do accordingly to the vibrational sequence in your belief system of the consciousness that you're holding as a whole. Does that make sense?
Yes. And just a little question, one more. How do I know that the thoughts that are coming into my mind when I meditate are from the guidance I want, or if it's just something random, random things?
Wow, you have very good questions today. Very good. I actually asked the same question a long time ago. I'll tell you what they said. They said, okay, they said, remember in a quantum structure, everything is infinite and everything is probability. Okay? Everything is probability in a quantum structure. So they said to me, when I was talking to somebody, I said, oh my God, if I talk to this person, is this positive or negative? I start getting scared. They said, okay. They said, which reality do you want to see? Do you want to see the negative or you want to see the positive? Which one are you going to believe? And I said, well, of course I want to believe that it's positive, that we're going to have a nice conversation. Even if you hear that this person is mean, you can believe that the person is positive. Why? Because you can imprint completely brand new hologram depending on the frequency vibration, and you're going to have completely positive experience with that person, because whatever you end up hearing is from somebody else's experience about that particular human being. And yet, that particular human being in your imprint of reality could be so nice to you, the nicest person that you see. So they said to me, depending on my belief system, I'm going to be shifting back and forth depending on what I choose to believe in my hologram. If that is a lesson that I need to learn, that person may be negative to me because I need to learn a lesson, and then we go into what do I do, 0 point, neutralizing it, something else, so I can now create and reprint a brand new positive outcome. We talk about all that in a quantum structure manifestation. But this, you can choose. So it's kind of like mini, what do I want to do? If you want a positive, then take through a positive belief system and don't put a negative thought, because then you know what it is and you transform it and have a positive experience. If it's a lesson, again, you don't know that until you get to the structure. If you end up being in the negative, then try to transform it to become a positive through the frequency vibration from the heart. We talk about this manifestation all the time. So it depends how you choose to believe. If somebody comes to you and say to you, Marina is a nasty person, don't even talk to her. And all of a sudden you come to me and you see this and you see all the videos and you say, oh my God, I don't know what this person, but how do you know that this person was not jealous and tried to sabotage because of jealousy of their own lies and illusion of projection? So always have your own experience and belief system until you see it, and then make the decision depending accordingly to what you see. Because what you see is literally imprint of a hologram, and you can take it as a truth or not truth, depending on how you actually choose to project the image of that illusion mirror image. It's all creation. You are co-creating and you're creating moment to moment. And depending on how do you want that creation to be, then choose to do it through the action, through the heart, or not. It's all by agreements. It's all by choosing how you want to do. Nobody will stop you. If it's a lesson, you end up in the negative situation. But what do I do in that negative situation? Well, let me pull back, neutralize it. So no negative frequency keeps coming. So I'm going to block that, but I'm aware where I'm at. Now I want to put positive, because now I want to get out of this platform and create a brand new hologram with a positive outcome. All that is in the quantum manifestation protocol, part 1 and on. So go back to the teachings. And if you have to repeat some of the teachings, please do, because the only way this can penetrate is for you to study it. Because we got to rewire our synapses. I told you that between one neuron next to the other, it takes usually 15 minutes to crystallize a repetition and repetition in order the bridge between those two to become a permanent.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. That is neuroplasticity. If you want to read about neuroplasticity, I end up reading. So what I said that to you, I've read medical books about it. That's why I know about this stuff.
All right.
All right. Any other questions?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi,
Marina.
Fox. Hi, Foxy lady.
Oh,
Say,
that's my grandkids call me Foxy or
oh,
Grandma Foxy.
well, here we go.
Thank you. I wanted to first say thank you. I participated in a webinar that you had back in October, and the Council of Nine told you to tell me something that I needed to. I had a block with one of my daughters, and you explained something about surgery and a fire in the past to identify her. But it wasn't any of my daughters, it was my daughter-in-law. And it unblocking that block and asking for forgiveness of something, that brought about a healing between us that so desperately needed to be. And I want to thank you for that.
Oh,
Now,
thank you very much.
It means a lot. And it also brought about me being able to also find forgiveness with my mother for stuff from the past, even though she wasn't part of my hologram as far as the forgiveness. I didn't need her necessarily to be a part of it for me to be able to find that forgiveness in myself. And I have another question.
What?
I have a question about several nights ago, my grandson's girlfriend passed by my bedroom where I was sleeping, and she saw someone standing by my bed watching over me. She didn't know if it was ET or a spirit. I feel like it was a spirit.
Spirit. Spirit.
Okay.
Spirit.
I wish I knew who it was. I don't know if the Council of Nine would tell you.
It's a father figure.
Yes, that's who I thought. My dad.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Any last questions? We have 5 minutes. So if you have last question, please, Tell us. You can unmute your mic so you can talk. Heavy metals. Oh, okay. Thank you, Susan. I don't know how to. Somebody's from UK here talking about it. Okay, well, if you don't have any more questions, please guys tell me because we have a little bit more time. If not, come forward and just speak out. If not, I just want to tell you thank you so much again for coming. I hope it was not too complex for everybody today. I was mumbling in the beginning, but it was just a lot happening in my head to explain it. Go ahead.
It was beautiful, Marina.
Hi, Lucy.
It was beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
I was asking, can you tell me about my galactic family?
Yeah. You, Sumerian, something with the Sumerian you have, and not Orion, Sirius, a lot of water. Are you dehydrating?
No, I drink a lot of water.
Maybe that's why water. Yeah, a lot of water around you. That's what they said.
Sirius and what else?
Not Orion, because I was asking Orion, not Orion. Sirius connection. No
Okay.
Pleiadian.
Okay. Thank
No
you.
activation of Pleiadian. Yeah. It's more to that, but I cannot tap into that for some reason.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. Very good questions today. Thank you so much. I hope to see you next time. Everybody, I love you. Let it be from my heart to yours. I love you.
Thank you, Marina.
Thank you. Thanks so much for your
Thank you.
support, guys. Thank you.
I love you.
I love you too. And go to energyphilanthropy.org, sign in. We're revamping the site. We have a person that is there, and we're fixing everything. So you start interacting. Remember, it's fundamental to take an action. That's the reason why they wanted us there. It's nonprofit. So you're just helping each other, connecting, posting something that if you help somebody post, connect, do everything that you can do, because you want the frequency, the vibration of helping to stay on your field. That's what you're collecting. Remember that. The heart frequency is the higher resonance. So once you take an action through the heart in any shape and form, you lifting the vibrational sequence to higher resonance of platforms of existence. That's the reason why they wanted this to be there. So you can physically take an action, not just for us talking about it. The physical action is infusing and making the reality potent, permanent. All right. Thank you so much, guys. See you next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.